This is Just Bob Bowman, and I'm coming at you with another video. And in this video, I am going to be discussing my mission statement, why I started making these videos in the first place after having my first trip overseas to the Dominican Republic without having any type of restrictions. And the first mission statement that I want to make is that this is all about self improvement for men. That's mentally. That means going to counseling, getting the therapy and the help that you need order to overcome all the obstacles and the boundaries that's been set upon you and the snaps and the triggers that's been set upon you mentally throughout your life, where you can break free of those bondages that's been placed upon you. And then you have to learn how to de stress from the daily stresses and struggles of society. And that's very important as far as understanding anger management, understanding how to get along with others, whether or not to allow yourself to be in certain company. You have to protect yourself and you have to come first as far as mentally, especially mentally, you have to come first. And when you free your mind, the rest will follow. Physically, that means working out, making sure that you keep your body weight under control, watching what you eat, your calorie intake, personal hygiene. That's a very important one because if you don't have your personal hygiene in order, don't nobody want to be around you. And sometimes you might not know that you have an issue, but that's what comes with lessons that the elders have taught, that I've put into my life and I've put into practice and I've seen improvements and I can pass it along to others. Spiritually, getting connected to the Most High God. And you don't necessarily need a church or organization or any type of group settings to do that. You can listen to videos like this, and there's other channels on YouTube that you can listen to in order to expand on your connection with the Most High God. And I know that I have a preference for how I study and how I look at things. And I know that everybody isn't the same as me, but at the same time, however you get connected to that Most High God that you understand is the Most High God, that's what's most important. You know what I'm saying? As far as getting yourself improved inside, and that spiritually, financially, getting out of debt, which a lot of men have an issue with, especially if you spent your life chasing after others, chasing after approval, trying to do what's best for everybody in your family, loaning out money without understanding that sometimes you're not going to get paid back. So you only lend out what you can afford to lose. And if you have that same issue with the person of loaning them money and they never paying it back, eventually you have to cut that person off. So it's about understanding how to get out of debt and stay out of debt, saving, investing, uh, not chasing after people, not trying to keep up with the Joneses, money management, managing your money to the point to where if any type of life struggles or life crisis come in your way, you can handle it to the best of your ability with not needing a lot of help. You may need some help, but not a lot. And that's what money management comes into play at. And then I also look at the second mission statement, which is freedom of choice for both men and women. And when I say freedom of choice, I mean freedom of choice to who they want to date, who they don't want to date, not being around people that's trying to force you into relationships, and you're not forcing people into relationships as well, because you have to understand that if you want to get respected, you have to show respect. And that means if a woman isn't interested in you and she doesn't want to be involved with you, you have to accept that fully. And I'm saying accept it to the point to where if you have to erase her number, erase her memory from your mind, you do everything that you can in order to respect her boundaries. And hopefully, people will respect your boundaries when you say and you decline invitations as well. And so, freedom of choice also means that you have to accept reality of what's going on. And if you see that things are not going the way that you would like to go in a certain area, as far as people choosing you or not choosing you, you have to learn how to move around and meet new people, go different places to where you have new opportunities. And though I am a passport bro, I'm not going to say, hey, that's the only solution. There's many solutions to the problem that you may be having, but getting your passport is a solution to the problem. If you find yourself not connecting and intermingling with the people that you want to intermingle with, and you don't feel accepted by the people that you would like to be accepted by, sometimes you need to get away and get experience and get more culture about you. And so the third mission statement is that I do not discriminate against anyone in regards to race, religion, weight, skin tone, anything that could cause a person to be a little bit different from everybody else. And although I do not discriminate, that does not mean that I have to give up my preferences in order to please other people. So I do not tolerate discrimination towards me either, because I have my preferences and I will have to respect your preferences as well. So if that means that we have to stay separate from each other, so be it. And that's my mission statement on that. And the last but not least, the fourth statement is to look at things realistically. That means that I cannot have any entitlement, and I cannot be around people that feel like they're entitled to anything from me. That means that I have no expectations, but I look at a situation and I use adaptation in order to maneuver to the best of my ability in order to deal with the situation at hand. This is what I personally stand for. And this is what I personally go about as far as my daily routine and how I am working on improving myself. Now, I'm not saying that I have all the answers, because I do not. Hey, I've learned all these things by trial and error, and that's scientifically. So, trial and error, failing, falling flat on my face, trying to do something again over and over again, and realizing that it doesn't make any sense, and to try another way of doing things, finding what is successful for me personally and what isn't, and then moving forward in my life. Now, have I made enemies, or have I become the villain in some people's eyes during my process? Yes. But at the same time, I understand that I'm not intentionally trying to hurt or harm anybody, even though sometimes I feel as though other people might be trying to hurt and harm me intentionally. And with that being said, once I learn what I have to learn from a situation, no matter how difficult that situation may be, I learn from it, I move forward, and I do the best that I can not to find myself in that situation ever again. And that's what this channel is all about. It's all about living life, learning things, understanding where things are coming from, and doing your best to not repeat the same mistakes, to constantly improve, not at the pace of where other people expect you to improve in, but improve on your own pace. With that being said, this is Just Bob Bowman, and I'm out.